Have you found out if you can trademark a shape? You looked into that at all?
No.
So I feel
You mean the box?
Yeah, the
National
rectangle
Geographic
is
already have
synonymous.
it. National Geographic already have that.
Oh. Could you, like, borrow it? I mean,
yeah, exactly right. I mean, if there's a company that's going to be cool about it, it'd probably be National Geographic.
Totally.
You can't brand a rectangle.
No?
I'd like to.
I don't know.
It's a very me thing to try and do, but
If it was you asking, I feel like you'd get it done.
I mean, it's become incredibly synonymous. So I'm fine with that. There's a lot of tattoos of it, so I think it's a cool tattoo as well because it doesn't have to be that. It can just be a shape. But
And everybody
if
knows.
you know, you know.
It's so much so that I've been house hunting lately, and some of these new bathrooms have these mirrors that have an LED light around the back. And the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, the 1975 mirror.
I know. I get tagged in like bus stops and like fucking mirrors and like everything. It's really cool though. I like it. Like everyone just sees it as like a thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a frame, isn't it?
Yeah. Something to look into.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to drop clues and imagery and kind of clues all over the internet and in your videos and in tweets and announcements for your fans to go on, a scavenger hunt and try to put things together and figure out what's going on?
I think it's kind of like more of a natural thing, but yeah, I do find it is quite fun, all of the subtext, do you know what I mean? But I think that it's more, why do I do that? It's like, it's fun for me, and I've always found like, I kind of grew up like obsessed with like video games. That was like my main thing. And like if you find an Easter egg in like an early video game, like when you were a kid in the 90s, it was like a portal to another world. It was like the TV talking to you, or a character from a movie like looking down the lens and going like, hey, you know what I mean? It's this idea of art making you feel personally addressed.
Yeah.
That's what's really important to me. When art is like, hey, I know that they all know, but I know that you know, right? That's really important to me. So if there's like a joke in there that you wouldn't notice, but somebody will really get if they're a proper 1975 fan, I think it's important to me because it's like, I do want quite a strict door policy on my band. Do you know what I mean? I don't just want anybody getting in. So I like the idea that there is this real sense of community, and it's fun as well because I think that doing anything that's inherently superficial or is in the realm of being inherently superficial, like pop music, it's always fun to punctuate it with stuff that isn't like that. And then I love watching people coming around to the 75 and then they're actually, I kind of like it. And they're kind of like, oh, that's quite clever. And then, oh shit, that's like that. And then they're like, oh, fuck, okay, I get it.
Yeah. And then they're in the front row like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. It's really cool. I like it.
Speaking of video games, what's your favorite?
Of all time?
Of all time.
I mean, I've got Mortal Kombat tattooed on my arm.
Okay,
so
that's pretty serious.
It's pretty serious. But that's because I was really good at it. I was like really into Mortal Kombat when I was younger. What's the best game? Is The Last of Us the best game ever? Possibly. God, I've never been asked this in a music interview, so I'd have to think about it. But
get back to me.
Yeah, I'll get back to you.
All right, don't stress about it. Tell me more about the idea of putting together a Drive Like I Do album.
I don't even know if we need to now. I think we will. Drive Like I Do keeps like rearing its head. Basically, Drive Like I Do is us when we sound our most emo, because we used to be an emo band. You know? So we always like. I mean, the live show I play the guitar that I used to play in Drive Like I Do and stuff like that. So there's a lot of references to Drive Like I Do as well. Like on A Brief Inquiry is like, there's a. If you know Drive Like I Do, then you'll know. So it is all. And fuck that, I was sick of waiting on you, so I called you up just as soon as I got my phone back. That is. And I always wanna die. It's all the same thing. So we reference Drive Like I Do a lot. So yeah, Drive Like I Do. We have like this unreleased album, well, we have like I think a lot of the tracks made it onto like YouTube, but there's all these songs like We Are the Street Fighters and fucking all these songs, and then I think like Record Store Day we want to do like a vinyl of it, so we actually eventually just put out the record, but I don't know, I don't think I do like a new Drive Like I Do record. I don't need to, because Notes is kind of almost in that vibe, so
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, not to call Jamie out, but he did say that you have a defined idea for what the follow-up is, even though now we're jumping far past Notes. You know what it's called and what it sounds like. So what is that?
Oh, we're not even. I've not even put Notes out yet.
I
So
know.
I'll have to wait.
It's not me, it's Jamie.
There's I do know what I want to do for the next thing. Yeah, because it needs to be. I want to be like fucking Bowie. I'd rather be like that than like, I don't know. So I do something new.
Okay.
You know?
Do you want to share with the group? We're all friends here.
No, I think that because these things evolve, and I want it to be really, really good when it happens. But I think Jamie's point is that I'm never comfortable where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always worried that this could be the last thing I do, and that's not quite good enough. So I need to do something else.
Is something else maybe related to the 1975 Fest?
Oh, that's gonna happen anyway.
Yeah?
That's gonna happen in the UK, and then we'd like to do an American one.
In Chicago?
In Chicago. I like Chicago. I mean, Chicago, you'd come up against Lola, so it's not, it'd be difficult.
Wait, is the 1975 bigger than Lola?
Yes.
I love Lola. I'm just talking about like, councils and all that kind of shit. Like, because I have to get involved in all that stuff, and it's boring. I don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah, you got to deal with permits here.
Yeah, permits and all that kind of shit. I've said that the 75 festival is great, but before we sort that out, let's like sort toilets and water.
Those
and
are
then I'll
important
get
things
excited about it.
at a festival,
I'm not
yes.
doing a fire festival kind of thing,
There,
where it all gets fucked up. So, and hopefully people just want to play it for the clout, instead of like asking me for like millions and millions. I was like, bro, I don't have millions of dollars, but we'll pay people something.